And now doctors are worried about case numbers as we look towards the school year. The CDC reports so far only about 25% of 12 to 15-year-olds are fully vaccinated. Here in our valley, Eisenhower Health is reporting an increase in COVID cases. They've seen a steady increase in positive patients. And then Tuesday, they had a spike in hospitalizations. They went from 5 to 12 COVID patients overnight. Our Kitty Alvarado joins us live now from Eisenhower Health with more on this. Kitty.
That's right, Sarah. And this number may not seem significant compared to some of the numbers we saw in previous outbreaks and spikes. But the staff here, well, they're definitely concerned. And the most striking thing about the spike is that 11 of the 12 people hospitalized, they were not vaccinated. So health officials say this should be a wake-up call to anyone on the fence or anyone who's procrastinated getting that COVID-19 shot. A COVID vaccine, reduced numbers after months of precautions. You'd think this reopening would be different.
16 months later, we're still having the same conversations. It's hard to believe.
But doctors at Eisenhower Health in Rancho Mirage are seeing something they've seen before.
A tripling in the number of cases that we have in the hospital this week compared to, say, 4 weeks ago when we were averaging 0 to 4 patients a day in the hospital. Yesterday, we had 12 patients in the hospital with COVID, down to 11 today. But the other concerning thing is our positivity rate has been progressively increasing week after week over the past 3 weeks.
The majority of the patients hospitalized are unvaccinated.
Of the 12 patients that we had in the hospital yesterday, 11 of them were unvaccinated. And that's definitely the trend we're seeing.
But what about that breakthrough case?
That patient actually was admitted with an unrelated medical problem. She came up COVID positive, but she was really essentially asymptomatic with regard to the COVID other than a runny nose.
What they continue to learn from patients that come in with severe COVID symptoms confirms the vaccine data.
We do see a few breakthrough cases, patients that are fully vaccinated that are getting COVID despite their vaccination. None of those patients are requiring ICU stay and ventilator support.
Riverside County health officials say they're seeing a slight increase in hospitalizations throughout the county. And while they don't expect a major surge, they are concerned for people who are not protected, refusing the vaccine based on rumors.
Make it an educated choice. Speak to your doctor. But we don't want people making choices based on inaccurate or inflammatory information that they see on social media or some other media outlet.
What patients and their families say is both frustrating and heartbreaking.
I just wish I had, or I wish I had gotten my child vaccinated because they got very sick or even in some cases passed away. That's unfortunately a story I've heard over and over and over again.
And Desert Regional Medical Center tells NBC Palm Springs they're also seeing an increase in COVID cases and hospitalizations, and they say the same thing. Most of the people there hospitalized, they are not vaccinated. We also reached out to Riverside Community Hospital, the hospital that had the most number of patients in ICU. They are also seeing an increase again, most not vaccinated. They say, in fact, today they had a meeting to come up with a game plan because they're so concerned on what they're seeing, and they're urging everyone to go out and get vaccinated and also take those precautions in those hot spots. Reporting live from Rancho Mirage, Kitty Alvarado, back to you in the studio.
Coronavirus coverage brought to you by East Valley COVID-19 testing site, serving residents of eastern Coachella Valley.